It's time again to lay out the Game Award categories that we anticipate for the year, like we do every year. What game trends will be so prominent in 2025 that they earn their own special award category? Well, let's get the obvious ones out of the way first. The most contested game award is always Best Game That Makes You Play as a Fascist, but I think we'll see a lot of heat in the newer category, Best Game That Makes You Play as a Fascist Self-Aware. Whoever nabs this category will join legendary games like Disco Elysium, Helldivers 2, and Tetris Effect. Best Monster Hunted. Every year this category comes up, and every year Kezu, the Glenn Close of monsters, gets skipped over for the most obvious best monster to hunt, mankind. And of course, given the state of things, I expect to see a return of everybody's least favorite category, Best Game by a studio that has since been shuttered. Now, on to the categories I anticipate for 2025. In 2024, we saw a ton of egg games, so not to get ahead of myself, but I think this year we'll see a lot of chicken games. Best Chicken Game. Awards have always struggled with how to represent meme games, which get super big super quick and then disappear like cotton candy in water. They're oftentimes not very good, but they have successfully manipulated SEO and social media algorithms to force our attention. So how do we reward them? With a new category, Greatest Drop in Concurrent Players on Steam. This next one is inevitable. She's got a taste for it now, and I expect we'll see her in every battle royale, hero shooter, and MOBA on the scene. Best Video Game Representation of Mariah Carey. Sigma rizzed out game that ate it all and left no crumbs. Self-explanatory. Farming is out. Mining is out. The new trend in cozy labor games for a globally warmed world is here, and I for one can't wait to see who wins Best Dust Bowl Grape Picking Sim. As indie games have gotten shorter, they've had to pack the same amount of hard-hitting emotional trauma into a smaller package. Like when you put a pot of stew on the stove to boil and you go for a walk, but then while you're out, aliens or monsters or something attack your little village and kill everybody. And so you have to go after the head monster yourself all alone, and you double jump your way through all of these monsters, only to realize that they also kind of have it hard, and maybe life is just difficult. And then when you finally defeat the head monster, because that's how you win the game, so obviously you're going to do it, you can't help but think to yourself, am I any better? And then when you get back to the village ruins, you see that the pot of stew is still there boiling on the stove. And it's kind of like a metaphor for how life continues to go on even after you've experienced trauma. But when you try it, it has boiled down to kind of a bouillon paste. They really needed some water to pad it out. Best fucked up little indie game sub 2 hours. We've had some good cat platforming games recently, but we haven't had the definitive cat platforming game. This year, I expect we'll see a few more games that lure us in with their cute cat animations, but ultimately fail to deliver on the jumps. And one of those games will be Best Catformer. In 2023, we were all equally thrilled by the horniness in Baldur's Gate 3. In 2024, I didn't hear anything about Dragon Age the Veilguard's horniness, so I didn't play it. Since all profitable games cater to my thirst for swappable genitalia, I expect we'll see a real rush on 3D models of dicks, vulvas, and everything in between. Best crotch sculpting in a 3D game. Also, relatedly, most realistic fluid dynamics. This next category has already seen some intense competition, and by games that aren't even out yet. But assuming both Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ghost of Yotei get released this year, it's time for least controversial game set in historic Japan made by a Western company. This next one is a no-brainer. Best Elden Ring Night Rain. I know who I'm rooting for. And as always, I end this video by lobbying for the category I most want to see, Best Peripheral that's shaped like a body part. I want to hold hands with my Switch, and I think this is my year. Anyway, really excited for this year in games. Check back in December to see what games get which awards, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting us know what you think the Game Award category of 2025 will be.